welcome to Dodgy's Garage. New phone, so I don't know how well this is going to record sound wise, but just an update on some stuff. It's February? No, fuck, March. Today's March. We've had some things go on. Firstly, we've had to get rid of all the bikes. Big Boss wanted bikes out, so I sold my black GS 500. I tried to sell that, couldn't. I'm using that as my daily. The Harley is still over there. I've taken the other two big ones home. I did take the trike home, but now, I now own the trike. There. I now own the trike. I bought it off Buggerlugs. It's dead. Something's not sparking fuel. Not sure what it is. Trace wise, not sure. I think it might be the ECU. I've rang up a place. I'm going to see if I can take the ECU and get it checked, so then I know it's not the ECU. But there's just so much wiring in here that is just an absolute freaking nightmare. I don't know. And yeah, the ECU should be easy if it's dead, to get a new one, because Power Commander changes the fuel mixture and everything else, so we should be right in the front, but I'm not sure. Can't get an auto electrician. So apparently there isn't none anymore. There was a proper bike auto electrician in Perth. He gave up, he quit. He retired. So now there's no one that can do it. I've booked in a guy, a mobile mechanic, to come and have a look at it. That's another month away before he can come and look at it. So I figured, take the ECU in, get it checked, see if that's a goer. So she's a start, no crank. Crank, no start. I've taken the Vulcan home as well. So basically there is nothing here. There's like Darian's Harley, the little scoot for the workshop. What was Darian's trike, now my trike. That's my daily, kind of. And because I had to clean out of the other side, there's nothing left over there. As you can see, my table and everything is now over here. I bought a wall unit and put all my stuff in it, because literally all that covered the table. And now I've half covered the table again, but half that's parts of this. So yeah, I've made up a nice little area here. Got the LED lights, which I had hidden away over there. So I've got a workshop kind of thing here going. So we can only bring in the bikes that we can, because he can't get his trailer in and just reverse it in, because all our bikes were parked out and there was just a row of them. So we've got rid of all the bikes. All the bikes are at home, gathering dust because there's not cover. But this thing has been sitting for over a year. I think, Nelly, it failed rego for a couple of little things, but the main thing is it stalled out while he was riding it. It just died in the arse. And I put a fuel filter in, changed the fuel injector, the spark plugs, fucking everything else, and it just died in the arse, and now it won't even run. The only thing I haven't replaced is the fuel pump, which is right here. And I've just changed it over because it's an absolute bitch to do. But when I pull the other one apart, all the fuel line literally just fell apart. It's just gone. So that's all the fuel pump. Fuel line just fell apart. I think the pump is dead. Because I plugged it back in, turned it on, and nothing happened. So I put all this back in. The only problem was I had to drill out, because it's got a rivet. There's got two screws there, but it's a rivet, and that had a rivet there. I have to rivet that back on. I don't have a rivet, but I've got the new fuel pump, so it's only like a semicircle, whereas that one was a sock, kind of like a sock. Yeah, and it feels crunchy. Oh, kind of, it feels full. And look, it's black, and it's supposed to be white. So that's, yeah, so I think the fuel pump was actually on its way out and died. So I bought another one. I think it was like 150 bucks. You even get a flying lead with it, but because it's a replacement, it literally just plugs in. So I've just got to get that rivet, and then I can push this back in That is a bit of a bastard to try and get in there, because you got to bend it, and that one comes straight out this way, that one comes straight up. Really hard to do. But you get the clips in there as well, because I wasn't sure about putting the original springy clips on. But they give you these in the kit, so I put those on. So that's almost ready to go back in. Now on these 500Is, or IE, your fuel tank's down in the bottom there. An absolute bitch to get to, because you got to literally undo all the front to lift up the panel that sits in there, which is, where did I put it? Here. That goes over the fuel tank, and that, because the way it sits up in the front, hooks underneath everything. Hooks underneath this part, which means that's got to come out. To do that, you got to take that off, which means you got to take that off, which means you got to undo all this. Oh, it's a frickin' nightmare. Absolute frickin' nightmare. That's why I haven't touched it for another year, because I knew it was going to be a nightmare. But that's back now. I mean, that's off, so that's done. This is all apart. Now, if anyone wants to look at what these scarabeos look like, you got a thing in a thing, and some relays and a horn and some things and some wiring. That is the wiring to the original ABS system, alarm system that sits here, which is huge and shits itself. You jump the couple of the wires and remove this fucking thing and throw it. There's your immobiliser gone. Bike now works. I can't remember what they said it was, but it was 2 of them sitting in there somewhere. But yeah, anyway, enough. No, I'm not going to worry about that. So that's all pulled apart. Yeah, it's been over a year since I've done this. Absolutely covered in dust, but I wiped it down, but it's just absolutely filthy. But that's where we are at the moment. Bike's had to go. There's all the storage, the spare parts of the stuff that we ripped apart that Graham now has to get rid of. He's got spare ends for eliminators and his Ducati Triumph. And parts and glass for cars, the F Prado he pulled apart, and the oils, I don't know what we're going to do with the oils, figure out what we can use, what we can't, blah blah. And yeah, I've got to get this in here. So I own that now. Woo! It's a 99 frame with a 2014 GXR 750 motor in a 99 frame that has then been hacked and turned into a trike, which is absolute shit. That needs to be redone. But it did make a lot of noise, and it was fast and loud and had fun and made me giggle like a kid. Yeah, I think I've posted some videos on it. So that is now mine. Cheaper than what he bought for. I was going to buy it and I went, nah, so he bought it. Now it's broken because he doesn't take it anywhere else. So it's like, take it to shows. Nah, all right, I'll buy it. So this is my little setup now. Don't know how long it's going to last. But all the crap is in there, easy to get to instead of over the other side. All the tables here next to the power points and toolboxes here. All that's here. Darian's bike lift, which he's got to use soon because he's got to do an oil change on the Harley. And that's it. That's pretty much it. I've just got to fix this thing. As I say, I haven't gone for my license yet, so I've got to do that next month or so, and then I can get rid of this little 250. If that runs, I get that running, I'll put it through Rego. I'll scoot around on that. 500 versus 250. It's a scooter, but I'll still use it, and then I'll sell it. And then we'll work on the Harley and try and piss that off because it's a piece of shit. Street 500. And I'll just use the Vulcan. But that's it for the time being. Everything else is kind of, I've done nothing on the cars. I brought the Camry in. Camry's going weird. Yeah, turns out my water pump might have failed. Because I've been getting hot and bothered and it's gone all sorts of weird things and it's starting to smell like it's burning something in exhaust. And I'm thinking, I've got to pull that. And I got in here today, it's quite warm. Yeah, leaked water straight out from the side of the engine, which is where the water pump. Like, water pump, she's dead. I'm looking at another car. Not sure if I'm going to actually go through with it yet. But it'll be a daily tow car, whatever. So we'll see if I can buy that. I'm not sure yet. It is a V8. Small V8, but it's a V8. Euro spec. But yeah, probably shouldn't. But hey, it's me. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah. Anyway, we've got all this stuff. Things have changed and gotten rid of and moved. So everything's sitting at home out in the outside in the dirt and the dust. But now that I've got this little area, I can bring one bike in, work on it, fix it, fuck it off. Because the only bikes that'll be in here is just whatever. Well, it literally would just be these three. Well, until I fuck that off. These three until that's running, and then that sits in the back of the van for shows and whatever, and that can stay in the van. And then it'll be whatever we ride in, really. Because when we ride in, we open up and just come and park up in here rather than outside. So there'll basically be no bikes except for what we're riding and, well, maybe his storage and the bitch scooter. But hopefully I can get this thing fixed and fuck it off. We'll use it. Because the only reason it failed rego was we couldn't find the engine number and the VIN number, which we've now found. The engine numbers are on the underside of the engine there. And we found out what that is. It needed that reflector, and the fact that it kept stalling, which could either be the pump or that fuel line. I think it might have been both. The fuel pump died and the fuel line's just gone to shit. So I can put this back through rego as soon as it's up and running. Now that I've fixed all those things, this should pass straight away. Take it back to the same bloke. So that's it. And it's coming to the off season, so as you can see, we've got a lot of spare space around here. Don't know what's going to happen at the end of the month, but things are supposed to be changing like in this next week, product wise. So I don't know. I don't even know if we're going to be here because we're doing rates. If we don't get the rates, we're gone. So we'll see. But until then, I'm playing. Anyway, Uru, see you next time. Have fun, look after yourself, hydrate, blah, blah, blah. Bye.